So this is Brian Venderheuvel, and Brian is actually our newest board member for Bridge Street Mission. So just so you know, I'm the executive director at Bridge Street Mission, but I have a board of trustees that I report to. I'm their one employee, all right, as we've learned from our Carver model.
Yep.
And so I just want to mention the board as a whole for a moment, and because as the mission's gone on this really rapid growth spurt, again, when we started our On Track campaign, we were only 7 years old. Now we're only 9 years old as an organization, and our board has been very courageous in taking on a project like the On Track campaign and that expansion, and now they've even stepped up to be a part of the solution for our community and being willing to do emergency shelter. So this is a heavy lift for our organization.
It is.
But we know with God's help we can do it, and we want to be part of the solution. So just want to really commend the board for their encouragement and support in that area. But as a newest board member, I would like to kind of get your thoughts on how you ended up on the board, what motivated you, or what to accept a challenging environment of governing a fledgling organization that's growing quickly. So why don't you kind of start with that, give us your journey onto the board and the why behind it.
Yeah, I've been aware of the Bridge Street Mission from that standpoint, and was have been helping a little bit for a couple of years now with Jobs for Life program in terms of some of the coaching that would be done to be able to understand some of the things that employers may value. And
can I pause you there for a second?
Yeah.
We've talked about Jobs for Life with some others, and we have facilitators, and your involvement was on a panel.
It was.
Right?
Yep.
And it was an employee panel.
Yes.
So that ties into your professional role.
It does.
Could you explain that?
Yeah, then, as an employer, I work for a company here in town, and that's involved in the manufacturing sector. And finding good help and finding people that want to be part of an organization is an important part of being successful as a business. And people come from all walks of life, and so but not everybody understands what employers may necessarily be looking for in order to be able to help get themselves prepared and in the door to have an opportunity. And so, from my perspective, being part of that panel allows an opportunity to be able to help share with people, to help them get a step forward, and to hopefully be ready to understand a little bit of what a lot of employers value and what they seek in order to be able to do that. I've been hiring people and working in management for a lot of years, more than 30 years. And there's a common thread to that, and it's about making sure that you communicate openly and people understand the needs, but also asking questions to help people understand what it is that they're seeking, to know that there's a right fit together. And that those panels really create an opportunity for us to be able to do that and to be able to share some of that.
Okay, so that was your first really exposure to us.
That's my first.
Take us back to then your journey to the board.
Yeah, so then my journey to the board is I knew some of the other board members that are part of the board currently. And so really in talking through that, and I've served on the board of a Bible camp before that was in policy governance, much like what we're doing from that standpoint with Bridge Street Mission. And I really like that approach to be able to set up the governance or the guidance aspect of things to enable you and to enable the Bridge Street Mission to be successful from that standpoint. Because there needs to be guidance and some level of structure to those things for organizations to run effectively. And so then in my conversations with particularly the chairman from that standpoint, where we know each other and have known each other for a good number of years, and so he extended the consideration from that standpoint. So yeah, and I felt the leading to be able to step into that right now.
Okay, excellent. Well, we're glad you did. What have you learned about Bridge Street Mission, or what have you learned about serving the unhoused population and people in crisis?
Yeah, I'm learning a lot about the Bridge Street Mission from the standpoint in terms of the depth and breadth of the ministry, and the mission work that happens. I meet with a gentleman that graduated from, and moved on from Bridge Street Mission, and he and I meet regularly.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And so he has spoken so positively about the impact of the mission, and so we've been able to share, and so understanding some of the things that happen transformationally inside, and so that is one of the things. And I'm really excited about where we're going, particularly with the emergency shelter. And I've had an opportunity to serve with Catholic Charities, on an intermittent basis for a few years to be able to help out. And I was exposed to the homelessness and the needs that were in the community from that fashion. There are many people that serve much more deeply and extensively from that standpoint, but everybody has needs, everybody has value, everybody has a story. And getting to know people and having the opportunity to be able to serve people in that capacity is something that I enjoy, but it was also something that I really see a need for us to be able to help.
Okay, excellent. So if you would have something to say to our audience just about how they can be engaged in making a difference with the people in our community as far as who may be in crisis, what would you want to share?
Yeah, I would say that just be engaged. I think a lot of it is being available and making yourself available. There's typically a lot of different ways to get involved. There's things that can be done up front. There's certainly many things that can be done behind the scene, but really just taking advantage of the opportunities to be involved, and then just genuinely just share kindness and share willingness, and most people will receive that.
Okay, excellent. Well, all right, thank you for dropping in,
Yeah.
Brian. We're glad that you came, and thank you for your service on the board.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Did I hear right, kind of after the fact, that Joel's retirement party was tonight?
Oh, I didn't know.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know.
I didn't know either. I heard it kind of secondhand.
Okay.
So
I know you was winding down.
I was
and
wondering if you had gone to that. So I kind
No.
of feel bad that I couldn't.
No, actually, my daughter, ironically, there was a Christian concert down in Plover tonight, and so my daughter had invited me to Jeremy Camp.
Oh.
And
wow.
so she and I were at that, and so we were enjoying that tonight.
Okay.
Some time together and some worship and praise.
Yeah, excellent. All right. Well, thank you very much, Brian.
Thanks, Greg.